We got our camera woman back. We haven't used her in a long time, but I wanted to use her this time. So we got the What Would Stoner Do rifle mostly complete. I am very, very excited. For those of you who don't know, I'll tell you about this in a second. I might tell you about this in a second too, I don't know. So the What Would Stoner Rifle Do was a project put out by In Range TV back when Ian McCullum was still involved with it. And their question was, how would Eugene Stoner design the AR-15 today with modern technology and modern materials? And they set about to design, because the original design for the AR-15 was the lightest, handiest carbine you could have. I haven't heard this for sure. I'm willing to bet when they were first talking about it, it was more of a replacement for the M1 carbine. I can't back that up. That's a guess. I'm willing to bet that when they first started talking about it, they were talking about replacing the M1 carbine because the Air Force was the one who wanted it first. So the big trick here. So anyway, the whole point I've already unloaded, showed clear. The big point was to have the lightest, handiest carbine possible. So over the years, you know, the AR-15s have just gotten heavier and heavier and heavier and heavier and had more crap added onto them. So Carl and Ian went and stripped all that off. And they did it in 2 stages. They did the first one in 2017, and they were using old, the big trick is the polymer, the one-piece polymer lower. You know, in a regular lower, you've got the aluminum part here, the pistol grip comes off as a separate piece, and the buttstock gas tube, all that comes off as a separate piece. There was this company called Cav Arms, I think, who did a whole one-piece polymer lower. Good job, boy. And there weren't that many of them out there, but Carl and Ian got our hands on some of them and made these rifles, and a lot of people liked them, so everyone bought up what was left of those lowers. And then KE Arms came along, and I don't want to waste too much time on this because y'all know all this. KE Arms came along and made a whole new batch of lowers. KP-15, I think they call it. Yeah, I think it's KP-15. All right. So what Carl and Ian did, so they had this lower, this really light polymer lower. They put the carbon fiber handguard on there, and then they put a really light pencil weight barrel on there. And they did 16-inch and 18-inch pencil profile barrels. And every time they say that, I can't help but think of that old, who's the Margaritaville singer?
Jimmy Buffett.
Jimmy Buffett. He had a song called Pencil Thin Mustache that I really like. So whenever they talk about their pencil barrels, I can't help but think about that song, Pencil Thin Mustache. Those of you who know me know that I swear by the 20-inch barrels. So here's where I departed from them. I did the polymer lower because you're wasting time if you don't. I did their really expensive carbon fiber handguard. Thank you, COVID. And it was really expensive. This is the Lancer version, though. It's not the exact version they used. But then I got a 20-inch gunner profile barrel. Still the lightest 20-inch barrel you can get. I mean, I tried to save weight everywhere we could. We got a lightened gas block. I got a lightened upper. I even got a lightened ejection port cover. I did not do the captured spring buffer spring. I wouldn't mind doing that one day in the future, but it just doesn't seem that important to me. The last piece we got, we've also got, so I've still got to fab up a little sling swivel here. I want to go light as possible on that too, so I'm going to make one. Not that that matters, I mean that's ridiculous, but I just couldn't find the one I want, so I'm just going to fab one up. We got the last piece today. Practitioner Bones, who has come along beside us many, 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 many times. Of everyone who's come alongside us, short of solar panels up there, Practitioner Bones is kind of tied for second with the Sasquatch. And neither one of them like that because they don't get along, which I think is ridiculous. But we don't need to go there. So we talked about this, what scope are we going to get? Practitioner Bones saw that video, came alongside us and said, hey, I've got this. He says it's used. It looks brand new to me. It's the Leopold Freedom scope, the 1.5 to 4 power. The low power variable optic, I just learned this LPVO. I did not know this till just recently. So we're good to hook. As soon as I get this flash hider on all the way, I just got bored with it. And get this sling swivel hooked up. And I'm just going to use the quick detach back here for now. I'm not putting a bipod on this one. Ian and Carl put bipods on theirs. I'm going to use a hasty sling for what this rifle's supposed to be, which is a patrol rifle, your lightweight go-to rifle. It doesn't need a bipod. I can be accurate out to 300 yards. Actually, with this scope, I'm pretty sure I could do 500. The only thing is I just haven't shot 500 yards in a very long time. But yeah, I have shot 500 yards with nothing but that hasty sling before, especially with this free-floated barrel. I don't think it's going to be a problem. I just got to find a 500-yard range. We are going to be doing some videos on this. We got a bunch coming up with this, a bunch coming up, maybe not a bunch. We can't afford the ammo to do a bunch. We got some videos coming up with the BOF, kind of comparing this and the BOF. You know, in my dreamland, my fire team has, you know, probably 2 of these and 2 of the BOFs, I think. I don't know. Since I only have 1 of these and 1 BOF, I guess I only have half a fire team. So there you go, man. The what would Stoner do rifle? I can't name that. I even got these cool flip up little protection covers. Can't give it a cool name like BOF because it's not my rifle. It's Ian and Carl's. But I am really. Oh, I forgot. As it sits right now, without the magazine, 6 pounds 13 ounces. It's really hard to hold it, you know, up straight, not put pressure down on the scale. So it was bouncing back between 6 pounds 12 ounces, like 12.8, and 6 pounds 13.2 or something. So we're going to call it 6 pounds 13 ounces. So basically 6 3/4 pounds with the optic on it. That was not with the sling. So I'm very, very excited. The only thing I'll say is that it's a little uncomfortable at the wrist for some reason. I don't know if it's because this handguard is thinner maybe than I'm used to. I mean, it's not like painful, but it's uncomfortable at the wrist. It would probably work really well with one of those, you know, those hand stops. I'm not going to put it on there though. It defeats the purpose of having a really light, handy rifle. Men, we appreciate you. Thank you.